Here's something I never thought I'd be saying. Well done, Marcus Rashford. Wow, what a transformation off the back of one transfer this summer. From Manchester United to Barcelona, he has turned his career completely around. Now, the big question, of course, for everybody is, can Marcus Rashford continue it through till the end of the season? Can he convince Barcelona to make that loan move from Manchester United permanent? Well, at the moment, he's almost averaging a goal involvement a game for Barcelona, leading the way ahead of players like Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha. All of these players, two of them were up for the Ballon d'Or last season. He's leading the way in numbers ahead of all of them. He's come out and talked about his relationship with Hansi Flick and how he loves working for him and playing under him. That may be a jab at Ruben Amorim and Manchester United. Does anybody care anymore? All we've wanted to see was Marcus Rashford doing his business on the pitch. I have a United opinion, which I will always keep. I have an opinion of Marcus Rashford that I don't think is ever going to change, because I know now that this man is never going to come back to Manchester United. But do I want his career to completely end and be obliterated by what he's done and his antics off the pitch? No, you want this man to be out there doing well, and then perhaps maybe doing well for England in the World Cup coming. It seems like a complete transformation of a player. I did not see this coming. I did not expect to see this coming with Marcus Rashford, but it just goes to show there is always one club that suits a particular player, and this was the right time, the right club, and the right manager for Marcus Rashford. With the backing of Thomas Tuchel as well, I think this could actually be one of the biggest turnarounds ever if Marcus behaves, continues, and is able to stay at Barcelona. He's still only 27 years old, and his form right now is the best that it has probably been in his whole career. There's the odd moment at Manchester United where he looked untouchable, but it was never as consistent as what it is now for Barcelona. And yeah, he had a little bit of a shaky start coming in at Barcelona, benched a few times, had to find his feet and get in there. But since he's got in, and since that game against Newcastle in the Champions League, of which now he got another brace last night also, he's now 4-3 in the Champions League for Barcelona this season. Absolutely flying for them now in that competition, finding his feet in La Liga also as well. And then all of a sudden you're looking at that 70 to 80 million pound player that everybody's talking about and what he was valued at. The crazy thing in all of this is that Barcelona have an option to buy Marcus Rashford for £26 million, which sounds absolutely ludicrous. If the stories are right and Marcus Rashford actually is also willing to take a pay cut to join Barcelona, there is no reason why this cannot continue for him. It's just that big question, isn't it? Every single time with Marcus Rashford, though, will he continuously play this way? Will he be able to keep himself fully focused on football and nothing else off the pitch? This has always been the issue. At the moment, we're seeing a complete transformation, like I've said, and Marcus Rashford is absolutely smashing it. And it just goes to show that, again, whatever was going on at Manchester United just wasn't for him. Now, we've heard stories about him being late. We've heard stories about him not getting on with certain players at Barcelona already in the media, but it just looked like all of a sudden, and this is the biggest point that I wanted to make with this, you hear all of these stories and you're thinking, if that was back in England, he'd be absolutely slaughtered for that. And he would, because of what he's done before. And it would affect him on the pitch. He'd be moping around, he'd be walking around. But he's not walking anymore. He's working hard for his teammates. And the noises off the pitch don't seem to be affecting what he's doing on the pitch. And that is the key difference in Marcus Rashford this season. So when he turned up late a few weeks ago to training and everybody was talking about it, I really couldn't be bothered talking about it because I've seen it all before with him. And we know as Manchester United fans what he's actually like. But you're thinking straight away, oh, here we go. No chance of selling him. And he's going to end up coming back to Manchester United. Right now, Manchester United are actually kicking themselves that they only put a 26 million buy option on that loan deal to Barcelona. Why didn't we do the 40 million that we did when he went to Aston Villa last season on loan for Unai Emery? But that's two managers now that, and three in fact, now since Ruben Amorim arrived at Manchester United, that Marcus Rashford has done well under. It's Tuchel, Emery and Hansi Flick now at Barcelona. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, what the relationship was and what Marcus Rashford did at Manchester United to upset Ruben Amorim and his staff so much. But then again, is it a case of this player has just got too comfortable at one particular football club and needed that proverbial slap in the face, really, which is sometimes probably the best thing to happen for any player that thinks that he's already made it or thinks that he doesn't have to work hard as anybody else. Rashford has gone to a football club where he can't get away with things. And I think that the move to Aston Villa was a good one for him. I think Emery believed in him and he gave him something. Again, he kick-started him. And I think we've seen moments of Marcus Rashford last season. And now he's at Barcelona where he cannot get away with anything football-wise. He has been forced into becoming that player that we all know. He's been forced into turning back to Marcus Rashford that was unplayable at Manchester United. One of the most dynamic and direct players that you will see. The way that he runs that play. Sometimes he was absolutely untouchable at Manchester United. And he could have been a United great. But it all went wrong off the pitch. And obviously, he luckily, like the likes of Mason Greenwood now, have got that second chance and are taking full advantage of it. Marcus Rashford, 11 goal involvements this season now. Greenwood, 10 himself over at Marseille. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Sometimes the way a football club is run and how much rope them players are given and how much freedom they're given, if you don't run it right and organise it right, then them players can actually be affected by how the football club has also been run. So when you look at the amount of academy players leaving Manchester United, doing well elsewhere, and you can bring up Scott McTominay, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, different scenarios for every single one of them players. Scott McTominay does not even come into the category of a Mason Greenwood or a Marcus Rashford, but still, they are all flourishing away from United. So what was United doing so wrong that made them players look better elsewhere, really, is what we're saying, because they are finding it a lot easier to play football at other football clubs. It is all in that grass is never greener on the other side, but sometimes it is. And for these players, but in particular Marcus Rashford, with everything that went on with him last season, with Ruben Amorim, what happened with Ten Hag, his last 18 months at Manchester United was an absolute car crash. And nobody would have foreseen him smashing it and winning players of the matches in the Champions League for Barcelona and actually being the leading goal scorer and assist maker at that football club ahead of Ballon d'Or nominations in Lamine Yamal and Rafinha from the season before. I would have laughed in your face if you said this was a scenario right now. But well done, Marcus Rashford, for actually knuckling down and proving that he can still do it. My opinion is my opinion from my United side of things, and it always will be. It didn't work out for our club, but happy to see Marcus Rashford smashing it and actually doing well elsewhere. It will bring money to Manchester United, probably not as much as what it should, but then again, that just goes to show where this club is at, where Manchester United are at, and another missed opportunity, maybe, it would seem. Let's see if he can continue it, first of all, throughout the rest of the season. Give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think about Marcus Rashford at the moment and where he's at in his career. Can he continue it? Can he actually prove to Manchester United that he is that player? And why is it working at Barcelona and not Manchester United? Let me know what you think. Get your comments in. Give the video a like as well. Hit that subscribe button as well, everybody. I'll see you all in the next video.